Relax your jaw, upper, lower. Relax your tongue. And relax your tongue at the base of the tongue, in the throat, not just at the tip of the tongue. Lengthen through your palms. Lengthen through the tops of the feet at the ankle. Right where the foot meets the lower leg at the ankle creates space. Notice if your toes are touching evenly, and if they're not, readjust. Notice if one hip is higher than the other and make some subtle adjustments so that you're more balanced. Set an intention for your class. Your intention should be meaningful to you. It should benefit you. In turn, it will benefit everyone and everything else. Your intention is released. When you release something, truly let it go. Begin to understand what that means. Use Ujjayi style breath as you breathe evenly in and out through your nose, and make your inhalations and your exhalations last up to 10 counts. The breaths are parallel, they match one another. So notice if you're able to take a 10 count inhale, but you're not able to match it on your exhalation, then you have to make an adjustment so that your breaths match. And we'll be here for 3 more breaths. Increasing your awareness with each breath as to how you feel physically, emotionally, mentally. Just notice without reacting or responding. Just notice. And at the bottom of your exhale, take your low belly in, up, and back. And on your next inhale, you're going to come up onto all fours. Line up your wrists underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers open wide. Line up your knees underneath your hips. Line up your feet behind your knees. And you can choose to keep the tops of your feet down, or you may want to tuck your toes forward. Feel what's right for you at this moment. Take an inhale breath with a neutral spine from your tail to your crown. And on the exhale breath, tuck the tail and start rounding the back towards the sky. Chin will tuck last. This is cat. On the inhalation, lifting from the chin and chest, spine goes toward the mat, tail will lift last. This is cow. And then tucking into your tail, rounding your back, bringing it into cat, and moving into 8 more rounds of cat-cows. You can bend your elbows in between your cats and cows. You can make circular motions with your hips, going in both directions an equal number of times. Feel free to thread the needle where you take one arm underneath the other, opening up all through the side body. And whatever you do on one side, you mirror and match onto the other side. You may find that you want to bring your cows into upward facing dog, or you can round your back so deep in your cat that you can drag up onto your fingertips. Visualize your spine. Fingers spread open wide, toes tucked forward. Take a deep inhale through the upper back. Exhale, lift the seat up and back into your down dog. Move your feet back away from your hands an inch or two. Make sure your feet are parallel. You can go 12 inches in between the feet if you're a little bit more advanced and you're also taller than about 5'4". And then walk your dog. Bending alternate knees. Take a little hang time in each of your heels. You can lift one leg, drop the heel toward the opposite buttock, open the hip and side body, roll the ankle out, go in both directions. You can turn both your feet to the left, drop your hips down to the right, and vice versa. And side to side. And then we'll hold our down dog for 5 more breaths. Look to the space between your hands. Let's walk up into that space. And take your feet hip distance or wider. Bend your knees pretty generously to get upper to lower body support, especially if you have a back issue or you're pregnant. And then if you're pregnant or you have a back issue, you should keep your hands on the ground for added support. Otherwise, you're going to grab opposite elbows and put your thumbs in the creases of the elbows and start turning the head right and left in a no motion, and nodding the head in a yes motion. And you can take your head around in little circles and going in both directions. And still in your head, you'll switch your grip and move your hips from side to side, bending alternate knees. Hips left, torso right, and vice versa. And bring a little weight forward towards your toes so the hips align over the ankle bones. Balance out your sides and bring it into the center. Hang the arms down like a rag doll. Now if you're injured in your back or you're pregnant, you're going to keep your feet hip distance, your knees bending. You'll walk your hands up your bent legs. Otherwise, let's toe heel the feet. They come side by side, thighs press back, tuck the tail and round yourself up. Shoulders go down and back twice. Beautiful, let's come to the top of the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Connect your breath evenly in and out through your nose. And on your inhale, raise your arms up. And as you exhale, bow forward. Keep your head relaxed. Take your left foot, step it back. Knee down, top of the foot down. Arms go up and back. This is called low lunge. Put your hands onto the mat, step back, and lower down to the ground. Keep your hands where they are, tops of feet down. Inhalation, Bhujangasana Cobra. And then exhalation, Ardha Chandrasana, downward facing dog. Take your left foot, step it forward, low lunging, and coming up to forward bend. Rise up, take an arc back, exhale, bow, head is relaxed, right side, knee goes down, low lunge, hands come to the mat, step back, and lower down, curl it up into cobra, and press it back into down dog. Taking the right foot, step it up. Come up and forward knee goes down. Hands to the mat, lower to the ground. Inhalation, cobra. Exhalation, down dog. Left foot steps forward and come up to forward bend. Rise up and arc it back, and then bow. Right side, knee goes down, low lunge. Step it back, lower to the floor. Curl it up for cobra. Press it back for down dog. Take the right foot, step it forward, low lunging, and coming up to forward bend. Inhalation, rise. Exhalation, bow. Left side, knee goes down. Step it back, lower to the floor. Curl it up, Bhujangasana. Press back, Ardha Svanasana. Left foot up. Deep forward bend. Take it up and back. Exhalation, bow. Right side, knee goes down. Lower to the floor. Curling it up, cobra. And pressing it back. Taking the right foot forward. And coming up to forward bend. Rise up and bow. Left side. Lower chaturanga. Curl into upward dog. And then press to down dog. Take the left foot up. Forward bend at the top. Rise. Bow. Right side. Lowering chaturanga. Curl it up. And back. Right foot forward. Deep forward bend. Take it up and back. And bow. Left side, knee goes down. Lowering chaturanga. Curl it up. Press back. Come up with the left. Forward fold at the top. Take it up and back. And bow. Right side, knee goes down. Lower chaturanga. Curl it up. Press it back. Come up with the right. Deep forward bend. Rise up and back. And bow. Left side, knee goes down. This is our last round of Sun A. Flowing with more breath. When you're down dog, your left foot will step up. And your forward bend at the top. Take it up and back. And bow down, right side, last side, knee goes down. Lowering chaturanga. Upward dogs. Good. To downward dogs. Right foot comes up. And at the top, forward bend, but then right away, sit down into your chair. This is Utkatasana. Move your tail under, moving bone towards navel, chest lifting. Pull your dorsal spine in. I'm going to point to where that is for you. It's this space here, right up in between the shoulder blades. Pull it in with the chest up. Okay? I didn't say clench. Lift. Good. And then exhale, bow. Look up halfway. And now you can step or you can jump back. Inhale. up. For warrior one, as soon as you're up, you bring it back down. Right side. Five breaths. In your downward facing dog, be mindful that your arms and your legs are fully engaged, which means you can actually feel the full length of your arms and your legs. It's very easy to just let the arms kind of relax and feel a lot of pressure in the wrists and the shoulders. Engage the entire arm. Do the same thing with your legs. Good, then look up, and you're gonna step or jump. Fold, sit down in your chair. Pull that dorsal spine in, lift the whole chest up. Now if you have a back issue, then you can straighten before you bow, but if you don't, just bow down. Look up, bring it back, curl it up, press it back, left foot up, warrior one, flow, right side. Down dog. Five breaths in your down dog. Left foot up, warrior one. Flow back down. Right side. Come right back down. Now we're facing up, 5 breaths. So tonight we're going to make a conscious effort to focus on exactly what we're doing. And we're not even going to wait for New Year's to start making those resolutions. We're going to start making them right now, right? We're going to get prepared so that when the new year comes, we've already started implementing new ways of practicing, of thinking, and this is an ongoing process. It's just kind of fun to do things from one year to the next, at the end of the year to the new year. Again, look up and step or jump. Exhale and fold. Let's bend your knees and sit down into your chair. Exhalation, bow. And then scoop that chest forward and come on back. Let's take the left foot up for warrior one. Flowing with your breath. Right side. Three more breaths. Can you feel the full length of your arms and legs? Pull your upper middle back in. Lift the chest more towards the floor. Good. Look up. Step or jump. Fold, sit down, into your chair. Bow down. Look up. Come on back. Last beat. Inhaling. Exhaling, moving with your breath, left foot forward, warrior one. Come right back down. You've got to ride that exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, front dog. Exhale, a down dog. And then the inhale brings the right foot forward. The exhale brings you all the way down to chaturanga. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths. So the interesting thing with sun salutation being, when you're coming into your warrior one, there's always sort of this hesitation at the top of that warrior one, where in actuality, there should be a mild hesitation into your down dog while you're emptying the lungs. I think we should try one more round just to understand that better. So go ahead and look up and step it up. Exhale and fold in. And bend your knees to sit down in the chair. This is an inhale. Exhale, bow. Scoop the chest forward. Inhale. Exhale, back through chaturanga. Inhalation, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog until you're empty. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale all the way through chaturanga. You don't want to be holding the breath for too long. Inhale. Exhale till you're empty. Then right side. Good. You come back down so that you can bring that exhalation all the way through chaturanga. Nice job. So the breaths are ideally the same length of time, of course, but it takes a pretty long time actually to come up into warrior one and come all the way back down. It's a long way. So there's not a whole lot of hesitation at the top of that pose. You understand? All right, go ahead and look up. Step or jump. Give your break to the head of your neck. Fold. Bend your knees and sit down into the chair. Come all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart. Good. Have some water if you need it. And then we're going to get ready for the rest of our practice. More. So I'll give you an analogy. I like analogies. I read something last evening, and hopefully I won't mangle it, from my Iyengar. And he said, yoga teaches us to change that what we need not endure, to change what we need not endure, and endure what we cannot cure. Okay? So that was what it was. He's saying, basically, if you can cure it, okay, let's say like a monkey mind, jump, thinking of this, thinking of that, doing this, doing that, spending too much time at the top of Warrior 1. We don't know why, we just do. Okay, why? We can change it, we can cure that, we can stop that behavior, okay? Having one leg shorter than the other, being born with scoliosis, having, suffered trauma. Can you change it? No, you can't change it. You actually have to endure it. But yoga teaches you how to endure it. And it's one of the most beautiful things is that you are not going to eliminate stress in your life by doing yoga. I do not appreciate the way that it's sold in the, trendy current day status. It's like, oh, you will be so relaxed, you'll be happy, you won't have any more problems. That's ridiculous. Of course you're going to have problems. You don't ever have a problem. You can't ever come up with a solution. You're like, I don't know, an amoeba. Okay, so we're thinking, acting human beings who have a lot going on. So we want to be pushed and challenged. But what you shouldn't do is waste your time at the top of, it is not, if you don't know, you don't know. But don't waste your time. You're supposed to move on the breath, right? So you're in your down dog, your lungs empty, and then the inhale. My inhale's done. Exhale. And that exhale has to bring me all the way through chaturanga. Next inhale is up dog. Exhale, down dog. This is the part everyone skips. They start stepping up while they're still exhaling. Yes? Okay, so we're going to practice that just a little bit more, just to get you moving with your breath, because I'm going to ask you to do things tonight upside down, and you need to move on the breath. And I want you to pay extra special attention to that place in the upper middle back called the dorsal spine. You can choose whether or not you want to be a shark or a dolphin. Either way. All right, so come to the top of the mat. Hands on right side. Instead of taking a cleansing breath, I want you to harness your breath and your energy. And if you're feeling a little bit stressed, I want you to inhale and exhale evenly with Ujjayi, and do that regardless, but rechannel the energy. Go get it, and use it for strength in another part of the body, and use it for openness if you are feeling a little bit weak. And then inhale, and raise your arms, and exhale, bow. Inhalation, halfway lift. Exhalation, back to chaturanga. Inhalation, upward facing dog. Exhalation, downward facing dog. The belly comes in at the bottom. On your inhale, your left foot can come up. Come to the top of that inhale and bring it right back down. Right into chaturanga. Very nice. Inhaling. Take a good inhale. Exhale until you're empty. Force it out. Pull the belly in. Then inhale, right foot. It's a conscious effort to make it happen. And let go. Downward facing dog, couple of breaths. Another thing that I read this today was to practice willful acceptance. Willful, will it. Willful, consciously aware of accepting the way things are in the external world. Willful acceptance. Willfully accept that you will be in down dog for 2 more breaths and make them count. Anyone can throw their body around. Anyone can lift weights and get strong. But the mind has to get strong. All right with that? Step or jump. Full. Bend your knees as you inhale to your chair. Continue as you come up and then bring your hands to your heart. Wonderful. All right. When you go in a little bit different, you're going to leave your left foot at the top of the mat. You're going to step your right foot back. That's it. A little Ashtanga style. Chest turns to face long mirrored wall. Arms extending to the right and left. Straight legs. Inhale, lengthen up the spine. Exhale, tilt for triangle. Left hand down. Right arm up. If you need your block, put your block. Now, level 3, I'm certainly happy to help you. And I'll help you more with certain things that are more advanced. But you should know things like if you need a block. Keep engaging both of your thighs, pulling into your low belly. And we're taking it to half moon. Top hand to hip, left knee bends, left hand forward, right leg up. Keep it extended with that right leg, not in the quarter moon, because I want you to be working the full length of the leg. It takes more energy to hold the leg up in this position than it does the other. Everybody keep the right hand on the hip for just a moment. And I want you to notice if your standing foot has turned slightly, you can put your hands onto the ground here and straighten your foot. And then put your hand back onto your hip. Now we're going to pull the upper middle back in, lift the chest up, which is toward the head, and rotate more. Now the arm can go up if you have good balance. Excellent. Step the feet side by side. Bend the knees and sit down in the imaginary chair. Inhale. Exhale up. The halfway flow through your vinyasa. Rise all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart. Now your right foot stays to the top of the mat and step your left foot back. Straight legs. Chest facing long arm wall. Arms extended to the right and to the left and shoulder high. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt over to the right. Triangle pose. Engage both of your thighs. If it's difficult to reach the floor, put the block behind the ankle. Upper middle back in, you should start working that now. Then, top hand on the hip, forward knee bends, right hand moves forward, back leg will lift. Notice how your foot's doing. If you need to put your hands down in order to get the foot to face forward, that's okay. And then turn the chest, turn the hips, turn the chest, turn the shoulders. Pull your upper middle back in, lengthen your chest up toward the head. Side by side. Hold in. Look up halfway. Flow. Take the vinyasa. up, step or jump, fold, bend the knees, cover the left foot up off the mat, bring the hands to heart center, we're going to step it back for Anjayanyasana. Just going into things a little bit different way. It's good for your brain. Twist it. Notice how in this pose there's a tendency to hunch a little bit. Upper middle back in. Rotate. Good. Hands to the mat. Step back. Take the vinyasa. Look up. Step or jump. Fold in. Bend your knees. Cover that right foot up. Hands to heart center. Step it back. Anjayanyasana. Twist it. Upper middle back in. Good. Hands to the mat. Bring it back. Low. Curl it up. Press it back. Sometimes when you move like this, slowly, then you have a lot of different things that you have to focus on. Sometimes your mind throws a little temper tantrum, start getting that monkey mind, that monkey starts getting really, really loud. Walk your dog a little bit so that you can allow your body to help your mind. We always think it's the other way around. We can't think ourselves out of everything. And then hold your down dog. Alright, let's have a little flow at a little bit faster pace. Left foot up, warrior two. Chest facing long mirrored wall. Flip the left palm, reverse it. Peaceful warrior. Put your right hand where you can, not just where you do. Go deeper. Exhalation towards Konasana, side angle. Put the hand behind the ankle. Turn the waist, turn the chest, turn the shoulder, turn the neck. Inhale up, Prasarita Konasana. Hands in reverse Namaskarasana. Turn your feet so they face the long mirrored wall. Your hands should be where your upper middle back is. That may not be happening right this second, but work on it. Lift the chest. Exhalation. Fall. Shoulder heads back, shoulder blades down. Inhale, rise. Toe heel in twice. Right foot in deeply. Left foot forward. Lift, curl the chest. Come forward. Hands are still in prayer. If you're working with a shoulder issue, you should still work on trying to get those hands in prayer. I'm working with a shoulder issue. All right, not for yoga. Inhale, rise. long orange wall. Reverse it. Mirror match your sides. Slide it. Bring it up. Feet facing long orange walls. Hands coming into reverse namaskar. Inhale. Exhale. Hinge forward. Shoulder heads back. Shoulder blades flat. Good. Inhale, come up. Toe heel in twice. Left foot in deep, right foot facing forward. Pull those shoulder heads back. Don't just work from your elbows. Work from the upper back. Pull it down. Pull it in. Lift the chest up. Shoulder heads back. Then come forward. Outer shins in. Get a handle on the foundation. You got it. Good. Relax it. Good. Good. Inhalation rise. These are gorgeous. Slide the hands down. Step forward. Arms up. Exhale, bow. Up. Come on back. Down onto the hands and knees for dolphin. Forearms down, palms flat, put a block if you need it. Walk your toes toward your nose. Bring your feet side by side unless you're pregnant or back injured. Get the heels to come on the ground. Relax your face. This requires a lot of willful acceptance and effort. Good, Steve, engage your thighs more. Okay, come down and rest, child's pose. 2 breaths. Hands next to ankles, palms up. My model. So, bring your feet up your strap. And 1 block. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you. You're not going to enjoy having your arms bound because your strap is going to get in the way of your face. Okay? So earlier when I was talking about that, endurance, just endure it because it's to your benefit to have this strap to teach you how to really feel the full length of the arms. Technically, we could strap both your hips here, like the upper leg, and the arms, which we'll see how this first one goes, and then maybe we'll do that too. In fact, I'm feeling like we have to. I think now that I put it out there, we have to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is, hold on a second, put your arms down. So on Ina, face them. So Ina, I know, is pretty flexible, but she's pretty balanced. She's not like super over flexible, so that's good, okay? We're looking for balance. So technically, she could go like shoulder to shoulder with the distance here with the strap, but she's a little more open than that. I'm going to bring it in another ½ of an inch, okay? All right. And then the strap, yeah, you said your arms, goes here, right above the elbow, okay, on the arms like that. Okay, so you're going to be a little bit trapped. All right, you can take it off and you can sit down. So, yeah. And she's going to come into wheel. We're not going to do dolphin this way, we're going to wheel. We're going to just lie right on your back. Exactly. Okay, perfect. And then she's got to turn her fingers, and there it is, strap, boom, right there in the face. She's just staring at it, okay? And when she comes up, it's just going to get worse, okay? And so inhale, crown of head. Inhale, crown of the head. And then coming up. And you press your arms into your strap. You're pressing out and squeezing in, pressing down and lifting up. And this dorsal spine right underneath there, that needs to come in. Strengthen your legs. There. If you're not using your legs, nothing moves in the spine. Okay, good. All right, come down. It's beautiful. All right, let's all do it. Okay? How'd that feel? It's pretty good. You want it to be relatively tight. You'll know if it's too tight when you start to go up and you just can't get it at all. A little tight. And then turn your fingers towards your heels. If you can't get your palms flat onto the ground, then take your strap slightly wider. It's really going to teach you the parameters within where your wheel lives. Good. And don't stress if it comes onto your elbows, it's not a problem, okay? And then from here, come onto the crown of the head. Very nice. And then use your strap. Press into it. Come on. Press into it. Come on. Keep going. Moving away from the feet. Pull the upper middle back in. Dorsal spine in. Straighten your legs or your back won't move. Straighten the legs. Use them. Power them up. Let's take one more breath here. Nice, Heather. Okay, keep your arms where they are. And then put more lift in your chest. Good. And come down. Take a moment. You can take the strap off your arms. Good, right? All right. I'm going to grab some. All right. If you're in Baddha Konasana, use your hands to close your thighs together. And then rock and roll yourself up. Let me show you what we're doing next. So everybody's going to need 2 straps. If there's not enough, we'll just take turns. I think there is though. Okay, so you'll be bound on your arms and on your lower body. Now what is this doing? This is doing what is called compacting. When you compact something, right? When you bake, you put the brown sugar and they tell you to pack it in. We're bringing everything in so that the length is coming from inside the body instead of spreading out all over the place. All right. Make your loop when you're going to take it in your lower body large enough that you can actually get it on your lower body. Men, you may not care. Women, I'm positive that you do. You don't want to start getting into your loop and realize you made it too small. All right. And it's going to go, okay, here. This is one place it can go, okay? This is if you have difficulty with your feet turning out to the right and to the left. It's going to go here, So you look like a little sausage, okay? The place that it goes, if you have no issues with internal rotation, you all know what internal rotation is, yes? Then it's gonna go hip to hip above the pubic bone, here. So it's actually catching you at the base of your sacrum, okay? So that's the first one. That's where mine's gonna go. I don't have issues with external rotation. And then this is gonna go onto the arms. And hopefully what's gonna happen is that you're not gonna feel compression in your low back. You're gonna feel open in some other areas and also stronger in some other areas. Okay, so here we are. Fingers turn towards heels. Did you ask a question? Okay. And then, not yet. And then crown of the head, pelvis tilts, crown of the head. God, I love being bound like this because it just helps you to know where to move from. Compact, lift. Okay? Come down with control. And then remove this strap off your arms. You can remove the one off your legs afterwards. Okay? All right, go ahead up. I have extras. Anybody need one? Okay. Internal rotation means the thighs roll this way towards each other as opposed to coming up like your butt. And your feet turn out. So if you know that you're going to come in and your feet turn away from each other like a duck, then you want to put that this strap here. Okay? Everybody knows what I'm talking about, yes? Engage your body where your straps are. Go ahead up. Yes. Nice, that's gorgeous. Yes. Spread the fingers wide. Work on bringing the toes slightly toward each other. Don't shorten your stance as far as the width. Just turn the toes in a little bit. Squeeze the hips and lift the hips. And then move the lift into your upper back. Pull the upper back in. Yes, nice, Jen. Good, Courtney. Move the chest a little closer to the parking lot. Use your legs. Yes. Good, and lower. Did anyone get further? Good. All right. You can remove your straps, and then we're going to the wall. We're going to go upside down. I know some of you can freestand, and that's fine. You can freestand right near the wall. We are going to take handstand at the wall, 2 minutes. I reserved this time in the class, so we can do all of this. We're going to be upside down, essentially, for the rest of the class. Put your mat side by side, right up onto the orange ball. You can go in between the mirrors here if you have good control. If there's blocks in your way, move them. Bring your strap with you. If you want to bind your arms the same way you just did in wheel for your handstand. Okay, so we're going to have I'll have you do one handstand prep at the wall. Okay, I'll show you how to do it. So I'm going to quick show handstand prep for those of you that may need to use that instead, and that's perfectly fine. Handstand prep. You put your feet to the wall. You measure right where your seat ended. That's where the halfway point of your hand goes. And then you walk up the wall so you get used to being on your hands. Okay? Those of you coming up the other way, you can have your strap. If you'd like to use your strap, your lifting leg is straight, okay? You lift up, eyes forward, upper middle back in. And that way, because you're going to be up there for a couple of minutes, you put your foot on the wall, take a breath, refresh, wake up your arms again, and then freestand. You just get used to being there. If it's too long for you, come down and rest. But this is very important. Do not be up, down, okay? Maybe a couple of times. All right, go ahead up. So we're on the hands, not the forearms. So when you feet up on the wall, turn around. Everybody turn around. Turn around. Put your feet right above the wall as you're standing on the wall. Right? Pull it in. And then just do it. And then see this point here, that's where your hand is. Okay? So what I'll do is mark here and there, and then turn around. And the midway of your hand, right at the pinky finger, right there. That's it. Now, when you start coming up, you're going to feel like you're too close to the wall. You're not. You've got to open your chest to the wall. Don't walk your feet higher than your hips. Your feet only go to hip height in this one. So walk your feet down to the line of your hips. Keep on right here. Keep on open your chest. And you're really too close. Yes, straighten the arms. Internally rotate the thighs. Good. When you're like this is more challenging. Some of you know how to do the one where you're actually up on the wall with your face facing the wall. It's perfectly fine. You can absolutely do that. Okay? You just have to have a little bit more awareness and you have to kind of get used to doing it. Okay. Getting down is always interesting. Okay, we're definitely halfway there. Don't walk your feet higher than your hips. Let your head relax. It's okay, come down and finish your rest. If you start to feel it in your wrist, or you start to grip in your shoulders, or you start to grip into your neck, then you can come down. Put feet a little bit lower with your feet, just an inch or two, and turn the toes slightly toward each other. Okay, do it straight out. Woo. Okay, excellent. Let's come down and rest. Come down and rest head below the heart for about 4 breaths. Okay, every minute you're up, 2 breaths when you come down. I started off with the handstand because that's usually the hardest one for people to hold as far as the amount of strength that's required. Okay, after you've taken 4 breaths, go ahead and unwind. Then we're going to go up into forearm balance with a block and a strap. My folks who are more broad in the chest, so for me, when I bring my elbows slightly inside my shoulders, the width between my hands is almost exactly the size of a block, okay? But if you're bigger than me, which a lot of men are, pretty big for a girl, but then you will need 1 block. Why are you laughing at me? It's true. All right. Then you will put your blocks, I'll turn them so you can see better, so that that's the edge facing you. Okay, you essentially make the block wide enough for your hands, and for your shoulders, for your body. Okay? Okay. Strap, same distance as you had before. block. I prefer it if you were, far enough away from the wall that you could actually freestand really well. But if you're not doing well with that, you can go right up on the wall. Okay, and keep your eyes forward at the block. If you start coming forward with your face towards the block, guaranteed, you've just moved your shoulders forward of your elbows. Okay, your face will never hit the block if you keep your shoulders in line with your elbows. All right? Same thing that you just did on the forearms. Okay? With the block with the strap. Go ahead and set it up. 3 minutes. Okay? Go ahead and down. Now what do you do? It's okay. How is this work? So, your thumbs and then just ready to go. Okay? Eyes forward. If the eyes are not forward, it will be difficult not only to pick up, but to stay up. Now, once you get really proficient at it, you can let your head go wherever you want. And what I would recommend is, if you want to activate your upper back a little bit and that dorsal spine, is you could bring your feet to the wall, you could let your head relax a little bit, and then pull that upper middle back in. So you start accessing some different areas. Same little for you. About now. Okay. I won't lie, you're going to feel your upper back tomorrow. You're like, I feel it already. Good, Jen, eyes forward, sweetheart. Use your block. Sit right up on the wall. Put your palms down on the floor. Yep, good. Palms down on your lower body. Walking, walking, walking. Eyes forward at the wall. Looking your really leg. Make it strong. One leg up, straight. And then push the other one. Maybe put your fingers in the front over. Your seat up. Hold your feet. About 10 seconds. Don't shake. Stretch. Stretch. Put it on. Beautiful. Come down. Rest. 6 breaths. Now the challenge tonight is to be in a headstand, Shirsasana 1 for 7 minutes, which is not that crazy, okay? Certainly not for level 3, but we've already done 2 other inversions. The very last inversion that we will do today will be shoulder stand. And the headstand and the shoulder stand are known as the king and queen of all asanas, of all poses. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that, a little yoga trivia when we get there. All right, so go ahead and unwind. Okay. I'm going to be upside down for 7 minutes. I'm going to actually totally time it so that it's no more, no less, okay? Because it's a significant amount of time. You can have your strap around your arms if you want to in Shirsasana 1.
You don't have to do that, although it might stabilize you a little bit. It would go in the exact same spot as it has been. Okay?
Shirsasana 1. Let's see if I show you from this side. Probably the best. No, you know what? I gotta show you from the back because I want you to be able to see my upper back. Now, ideally, I want you to come up with both legs at the same time, okay? But if you can't do that yet, that's all right. Go up one leg, then the other, or curl up into a ball to come up. So when we're coming up, you are in a little bit of a forward folding position when you're first coming up. Yes, right? Like when you're here? Okay. So then once you get up here, then you have to draw your shoulder blades down, but you have to pull that upper middle back in. And it creates a little bit of instability into the legs. So I want you to remember when you have that strap around your hips and your pelvis and squeeze everything there in. Yes? And then upper middle back can come in, internal rotation, and then you can just hold this pose like forever. You gotta keep your head below your heart so that you don't have a stroke. That's a real thing. It might not happen, you know, like today, but if you're irresponsible when you come out, and especially as you get older, like don't mess around, okay? Ever, but acknowledge your situation, all right? So be mindful. So go ahead up and notice the transition when you come vertical as you pull the upper middle back in. Okay, let's do it. If you have not gone on your head before, you have no neck issues, you can go up on your head. If you're not familiar, get very close to the wall. Interlace your hands behind your head. Put the crown of your head down. In order to find the crown of your head, those of you that are unfamiliar, you can be upright for a minute. Heel of the hand to the bridge of the nose, extend the middle finger. That's the crown, that's the part that goes on the floor. Interlace your hands behind your head like you're putting your head into a bowl, a cup made with your hands. Okay? Very nice. You listen beautifully, so walking closer. Walking closer. See kind. Put your legs straight like down dog. But you gotta walk a lot closer in order to get to the leg and come all the way up. There you go. Good. And then just test the water. One leg up, see how that feels. Okay? See how you're going to the side? Okay? Let me show you. Here, come down. Come to my mat real quick. Let me show you. Just very common what you're doing. Okay, so you're perfect here. This is all good. And then you're kind of like turning to the side to lift up, okay? So I want you to take your feet hip distance, turn your foot in, okay? So that you're coming up to the wall nice and straight, internal rotation, what you asked me about before. See, this is external, internal. Perfect. Okay. Welcome. You got your timer on? Yes? Thank God. Okay, we're 2 minutes and 6, 7, 8 seconds in. Right? Elbows closer. Put your feet on the wall. Bring your elbows more narrow. Yes. The your left leg is more externally rotated. Turn left leg in more. Right knee and left knee before each other. Yes. Good. Put your feet on the wall. Bring your elbows a slightly more narrow. Yes. Good. Work the upper middle back. Don't let your belly fall out. Even when you're pregnant, you can engage little bunda. You can engage lifting the pelvic floor.
nothing would happen if the legs weren't engaging. It gets even more exaggerated when you're upside down. So get those legs active so that you have control over the upper back, so that you're not having too much weight coming to, not the head. I'm not worried about the crown of the head as much as the neck, the shoulders. The crown of the head should feel like the size of your thumbnail, crown of the head to the floor. That's where the pressure is and how big it should be. Not all radiating through your arms and your neck and your shoulders. If that's happening, you come down and reset. Be honest. Maybe a nice pose. You know, frontal ribs in, and then it'll be beautiful. Go ahead. I saw you just wake up. Notice how the fluctuations in the body keep sort of repeating themselves, or once you go into one area and you remedy that, right? You cure it, then something else pops up. If you already went back up twice, then you've got to sit down. Yes, ma'am. Look at that. Good job. Down below the heart. Child's pose. Feel free to interlace your hands behind you and stretch your arms up and over. Turn your head gently, slowly to the right and to the left. Really nice. Okay, slowly unwind once you've taken about 10 breaths or so. Take your time, don't rush. All right, we're going to move into shoulder stand. We're going to go in. It's my favorite way to go in. Bindia, you're going to do something a little bit different, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my mat in half and in half again. And when I sit with my legs extended, my seat's about like halfway or so up the mat. That's how I know I'm at a good distance from the wall to do this particular version of shoulder stand. If you have a ponytail or something in the way, either move it up or take it out so that you can get the back of your head onto the ground. My shoulders, you might want to come a little closer if you are not sure what I'm saying. My shoulders are on the mat. Some of my neck is also on the mat. Don't let your shoulders come off the back of the mat. From here, I'm going to kick up. And I want to be able to get my feet to come to the wall, which just happened. Now, I'm going to take those upper arms closer. I'm going to put my hands on my back and walk my toes up, up, until I get vertical. Don't punch your butt. When you come down, you can hang out in like half plow. It's really nice. And then slowly articulate back down. Okay? Benia, you're going to do shoulder stand, but with the like bridge on the wall. Okay? When you start walking your toes up the wall, and you get to that point where you're like, oh, my toes are going to come off, I can't go another even half inch, move your hands further up your back. All right, just do that. Yes. This is called Salamba Savangasana, the supported shoulder stand. The support is the mat. Palms are flat on the back. Nice, Mary Kay. How you doing? Then the legs can go up. You should be stacked, ankle over hip over shoulder. The headstand is the king of all asanas. It makes you strong. It helps you increase the strength in your brain. It helps you make connections. That's why it's called the king. The strength, the ruler, the one in charge. It's considered masculine, but we'll talk about that later. I'm just kidding. It's also considered to produce a lot of heat. Okay? And then the opposite of that is the shoulder stand, which is considered the mother or the queen of asanas. It creates harmony. The way they reference it is like harmony and peace in a household. Nurturing. It helps balance you hormonally, which you may also find funny that it's feminine, which we're always accused of not being balanced in that way. And I don't really know that it's an accusation more than it's got a lot going on. Regardless, we need both. And Sarvangasana, shoulder stand, the queen, the mother of all asanas, is actually more difficult and more necessary.
It's cooling. It's harmonious. It heals the body from the inside out, like all poses, but it is more physiologically beneficial than the headstand. It's just a fact. There's just more going on, and specifically because the chin is tucked to the chest where you have that throat lock, stimulating, nurturing thyroid, parathyroid. Notice if you can reconnect with your breath, and notice if in your shoulder stand you can pull your upper middle back in and strengthen the legs just a bit more. To get the full benefit of a shoulder stand, you do want to hold it for 4 minutes, and we've been in it for about 4 minutes. And so if you want to take that half plow when you kind of come down, you can do that. And just be there for a moment. And then slowly articulate, unwind, lying down. Take 8 breaths. When you've completed your 8 breaths, you're going to take a supine twist to each side. Those of you that may not be familiar with what that is you just pull the knees in, you drop the knees over to the right, take 2 breaths, and then pull the knees in, switch the sides. Take a few breaths though to relax from your shoulder stand. Once you've taken your twist, doesn't matter which way your head is facing or your feet, just lie in Shavasana. Rest. I'm going to read to you, I'm going to guide you through this Shavasana with a reading so you can just completely relax. So once you've completed your twist, you just let your legs extend, bring your arms down by your sides, turn your palms over so that they face up. Let your belly rise and fall. Let the natural rhythm of your breath just come in. Let that parallel breathing just ease its way out. Don't force it. Let everything happen just organically. Watch the different sensations, feel them. Emotions, physical sensations, they rise, they fall. Everything ultimately ends in silence. And I'm going to read to you this evening about joy. It's a good time of year to read about joy. Let us live in joy, never hating those who hate us. Let us live in freedom, without hatred, even among those who hate. Let us live in joy, never falling sick like those who are sick. Let us live in freedom, without disease, even among those who are ill. Let us live in joy, never attached among those who are selfishly attached. Let us live in freedom, even among those who are bound by selfish attachments. Let us live in joy, never hoarding things among those who hoard. Let us live in growing joy. Conquest breeds hatred. For the conquered live in sorrow. Let us neither conqueror nor conquered, and live in peace and joy. Take a deep breath in. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Exhale completely. And then bend your knees in whichever side is most comfortable for you. Roll over to. Take a breath there, letting your chest come toward the floor, letting your head relax. Breathe into your back. Breathe and fill that space in your upper back. And then gently press yourself up. And together, we will chant Om 3 times. If you don't prefer to chant, it's perfectly fine. You can just simply sit, breathe, listen to the sound. You can have your hands onto your thighs, hands at heart center. You can have your palms facing down or up. I like to have my hands at my heart, bringing closure and connecting with compassion. Connecting with everything in the universe. Take an inhale breath. Namaste. Thank you.